Kaio is the winner, goes into the quarterfinals, which leaves us just one more bout to see the last wrestler in the quarters. But again, Sid perhaps caught off balance, the weight not right, and maybe a little slide on the sand as well.
Yes, it's surprising really they have so much sand there, but well, I mean, as I said before, they could sweep it away if they want to expose the clay a bit more. Perhaps they they need sand of some sort there, so perhaps they haven't got the right sand. But there, twisted him round, spun him off his feet. Fairly easy win for Kaio there. Useful sumo versus the older sumo.
The last bout, and we see yesterday evening's champion, Akebono, the Yokozuna Grand Champion, 26 years of age, and up against Wakashoyo. Now, Wakashoyo made the quarter-finals in yesterday evening's bout, did very well indeed, 29 years of age, but this big man, Akebono, not only a Grand Champion, 2 meters in height and 222 kilograms in weight, so really does have the advantage of experience, grade, as well as the height and weight. 355 wins to 140 losses to Akebono, and of course, as we were discussing earlier on in this competition, brimming with confidence after beating the other Grand Champion in this competition, Takanohona, live and exclusive to Eurosport yesterday evening.
Akebono, of course, Grand Champion. He's had 8 tournament wins so far, not as many wins as Takanohana. Took a year out with injuries, which is 6 chances missed for tournament prizes, 6 tournaments a year. But his knees now seem to be okay. He's made a good start back. And the win yesterday over Takanohana seemed to have given him confidence. Wakashoyo, 29 years old, 26.5 stone. Good solid sumo weight, slightly above the average for this division, this Makuuchi division. Has won 2 fighting spirit prizes before, 2 Kantosho. Strong fighter, not the sort of fighter that lets superior size or even rank overawe him. He'll come out hard and fast. Akebono on the other hand, as Yokozuna's won everything. 1 tournaments, 1 fighting spirit prizes, upset many other Yokozuna before he himself got to Yokozuna.
Again, it's not impossible, and Wakashoyo doing his best to psych himself up to take the bigger man out. Very explosive, very quick indeed, and putting Wakashoyo out of the ring with real ferocity.
Well, it looks like he's stunned him there. I mean, it gives you an idea of how rough sumo can be. I mean, he virtually knocked him out with a series of thrusts, and then he just leveled him out and sent him flying out of the ring to land on the back of his head and shoulders. Comfortable winner by Akebono. Real Yokozuna technique.
Very quick off the mark as well there, Sid, and this push technique really shown to perfection there.
There you see, arms coming out under the chin, Nodo Wazeme, thrust to the throat, pushing him back, doesn't let him get his balance, and hits his head.
So we're now down to the last 8, and the next bouts to book the wrestlers a spot in the semi-finals. Takanohona is the wrestler in the left of your screens in the green belt, up against Kotonowaka. Now, Kotonowaka is a Komusubi, 4th highest rank. This is the top half of the quarterfinals. The second quarterfinal, Musashi Maru up against Takanonami. But now, there, the lower half of the draw, Wakanohana, Tomonohana, Kaio and Akibono in the second half of this 32-fighter competition. But again, on track as he was last night. On the left of your screens, the grand champion, the Noble Flower, runner-up yesterday, the youngest of the two grand champions here this evening. 1m85, 152 kilograms, very technical, and of course the real favorite of the Japanese people. Takanohana up against Kotonowaka. Komusubi, heavier fighter at 171 kilograms and also quite a bit taller at 1m90, so he has an advantage there. But at 27 years of age, well, 4 years the senior, but this man has certainly kept his Japanese fans happy over the past couple of the years. And we were certainly discussing before the start of this program, is pretty psyched to try and get a revenge on Akibono tonight, should he get through to the final. Yeah,
that's what we're hoping for, to see the rematch of yesterday's final. Takanohana here has beat the other man something like 17 times to his other one victory, so it must be a daunting prospect for Kotonowaka.
Oh, and he's in trouble.
But it's Yotsu Sumo, 4 hands on the belt. And Takanohana gets behind and sends him out from behind. A kuridashi.
Well, at one stage we thought the big man was going to lose, but he's very cool under pressure, Sid. One has to say that's in the past 2 rounds now, he's got off to a very slow and casual start, but has taken the pressure, put on the resistance and then turned the bout around to his favor. True sign of a grand champion.
Yes, he seems to have this relaxation really at the start. He can take the initial charge, he can even move back a bit, then he settles down, he gets his grip on the belt, and then he's very clever at twisting from side to side, upsetting the man, and in that case, as you see, getting round behind the other man into a totally dominating position and just pushing him out from behind.
A very interesting second quarter-final here. 2 Ozeki, 2 champions just below the grade of the Yokozuna, the grand champion, and this really will be a needle and grudge match. Musashi Maru is on the left of your screens. 1m90, 196 kilos, made the semi-finals, only to be knocked out by Takanohana. And also Takanonami is Noble Wave, translation of his name. 23 years of age, 1m97, a little taller, but considerably lighter at 160 kilograms on the right of your screens. Takanonomi went out in the quarter-finals. So, Sid, 2 champions here, both perhaps looking for a chance to have a crack at a grand champion in the next round.
Yes, they've fought each other many times, of course. The way the tournaments are organized, these top ranks tend to emerge. Of course, they're the best, so they come through, and then as the tournament progresses towards the end of the 15-day tournament, these top names come together. So they know exactly how many times they've fought each other, how many times they've won, and it's going to be a tough fight for both of them. Musashi Maru, if anything, coming through more strongly. Seems to be more positive in his sumo, but there again, Takanonami, extremely experienced, and the victor of many bouts in the top pro circuit. Musashi Maru, 31 stone, against Takanonami's 26 stone. In the Makuuchi division, Musashi Maru has won 245 bouts and lost 100. Good win-loss rate there, as against Takanonami's 219 wins in the Makuuchi division and 126 losses. Slightly more losses than Musashi Maru. The record shows that Musashi Maru is the slight favorite. Musashi Maru, of course, is a pusher. Ski and Oshiman uses his weight, uses his long arms, tries to drive the man out, using the arms.
This for a place in the semi-finals to meet Takanohana, finalist yesterday evening. Indication from the referee, it's time to go. Oh, what a very and beautifully read move there.
Well, that was Taka Nonami read him brilliantly. He waited for that dive forward and he just slapped him down. Hataki Komi just slapped his hands down, and Musashi Maru dived forward into the earth dohyo. Look at that, pushed his arms down, sidestepped, Hataki Komi. Musashi Maru, look at that.
Almost a humiliating move there, Sid. I mean, really very short, really nose in the sand there for Musashi Maru, who'd been so positive and effective up until this point in the competition. But Taka Nonami will meet Taka Nohana in the semi-final of the first group.
There's Musashi Maru, not looking too happy.
Another Ozeki champion on the left of your screens, Waka Nohana. His younger brother has already booked his spot in the semi-finals, and he's up against Tomo Nohana, the Maegashira, the lowest grade that we're seeing here in this evening's competition, who's done well to get to these quarterfinals, but Waka Nohana very much the favourite for this bout.
Definitely, Waka Nohana, the much younger man, 24 years old, fights. Tomo Nohana, 31 years old, very low-ranking Maegashira, but he's come through this tournament, so he's shown his ability. But Waka Nohana from the Futagoyama stable should have his measure. Tomo Nohana, one of the trickier sumo men, came through the amateur ranks, through the university sumo. Was komusubi, has been much higher, capable of better things. Has twice won the technique prize, the Ginosho, in previous tournaments. Interesting match here. Trickier, older sumo man against a younger, stronger man. Technique versus strength, perhaps.
Well, Tomo Nohana giving away weight and height to Waka Nohana, and also considerably lower in grade, but he's done well to get this far, and I'm sure will be as determined as ever to try and take what can only be described as a major scalp if he can get the better of Waka Nohana here. A good start from both.
Good slapping attack start there, and then they've both settled in on the belt. On the belt, probably Waka Nohana's stronger, but nearly got lifted up. Give a good wriggle, and he's hit the ground again, kept his feet on. Lift for lift, edging towards the edge. Waka Nohana got the overhand grip, tried to twist him over, nearly got him twisted over. Watenagi nearly did it, not quite. Blocked by Tomo Nohana on the edge.
It's a good, brave performance from Tomo Nohana. And Waka Nohana is going to have to fight and dig in for this one now, going...
Inside leg throw there, try to trip. Similar to judo, but uchigaki they call it in sumo. Underhand grip there with the right hand. The stronger hand is generally reckoned to be the underhand grip. This is rocking backwards and forwards. Both men digging their chins in hard into the upper body of the other man, locking in tight, pulling their hips back. That superior strength and weight wins. Waka Nohana wins. Ozeki wins.
And a brave performance by Tomo Nohana, getting a good round of applause from the crowd, and Waka Nohana goes through to the semi-finals as he did in yesterday evening's bout, but having to earn his place in the last four, just turning Tomo Nohana over after a very long and hard-fought bout.
Yes, Waka Nohana stronger on the belt there. Had a few up, nearly lost, but then when Waka Nohana dug in and got both hands on and twisted, well, over he went. There you see the determination on Tomo Nohana's face there, really digging in hard. Interesting expressions go through on his face as he fights. And there goes the twist.
He must have thought he'd almost got it at one stage, but just been pushed out of the circle. Who will meet Waka Nohana in the semi-final of the lower half of the draw. Yesterday evening's winner is on the right of your screens in the dark belt, Akebono. He's up against this man, Kayo. Now, Kayo has been most impressive throughout this evening's competition. 245 wins to 192 losses. He's at the Sekewaki level, which is just below Ozeki, and 2 below Yokozuna, the grand champion of the bigger man, Akebono. And of course, Akebono was most impressive in the last round, so Sid, Kayo will need some very special wrestling skills to try and put this man out, and it will be a huge shock if he does just that.
Yes, Kayo is a young wrestler, of course, coming through strongly now, but up against the much heavier Akebono. Akebono from the Azumazeki stable, which is managed by Oyakata stable boss Jesse Takamiyama, one of the all-time greats of sumo, the first Hawaiian to go into sumo. But Kayo, very fast tachi-ai, very fast start, and this is what he's going to need if he's going to stop Akebono's first initial charge. Akebono comes out very, very fast, pushes with his long arms, uses his weight, and keeps them driving backwards. If that can be stopped, if Kayo can stop that, then that's his best chance. Kayo, 23 stone, fights Akebono, 35 stone. Fairly even start there, but they've settled in on the belt, and on the belt with the 35 superior weight, it should be to Akebono's advantage. Akebono settling in, doesn't seem too bothered by the younger man, and trundles forward and shoves him out.
Again, the weight and strength factor coming into play, and quite rightly pointed out by our expert in the box here, Sid Hoare, the president of the British Sumo Federation. Akebono, once he gets into that belt, grappling and grip situation, really does just draw upon the strength and power to put the opponent out of the circle.
Doesn't look bothered at all, does he, Akebono? Not much expression on his face. Thought he had the measure of Kayo and just pushed his stomach forward as he went.
From 32 down to 4, the first semi-final. Takanohana against Takanonami, and then Wakanohana, the older brother of Takanohana, up against Akebono. So we have 2 Ozekis, 2 champions, up against the 2 grand champions. The draw working well this evening, Sid, and so far that rematch is on target. But these Ozeki have been known, it's quite common for the Ozeki to put out a Yokozuna, and if they're going to do it anywhere, I'm sure they would love to do it in front of a European crowd as much as a home crowd.
What's interesting about this bout is these 2 men are both from the same stable, the Futagoyama stable, and in a normal tournament in Japan they would not meet. So this is interesting. Takanohana, grand champion, there on the screen, fights stablemate Ozeki. Some say that because he doesn't meet these Ozeki in a normal tournament, that he has an easier run through than Akebono. So, well, we shall see. But be interesting to see how hard Takanonami tries.
Takanonami has both a height and a weight advantage at 1m97 and 160 kilos for Takanohana's 1m85 and 152 kilograms. Both 23 years of age, young, explosive wrestlers with an awful lot of experience, but one feels that Takanonami has more to prove than Takanohana, unless Takanohana really does want that rematch badly.
Takanohana, of course, has won 11 tournaments, 11 basho. And he's got the authority now for Yokozuna. He's settling in on it. And I think it's got to be Takanohana. It's a brave man, I think, from the same stable that can beat his fellow champion.
Takanohana on the green on the left. The blue is Takanonami on the right.
Change of grips there. Oh, it's interesting. Ah. Well, I think Takanohana could have fought a bit harder.
Well, Sid Hoare, our expert in the box, has been saying that perhaps the fighters from their own camps may be respecting the higher grade and letting Takanohana go through. He put up a good, brave start at the beginning, but it looked like he'd got Takanohana there. Maybe, maybe he let him go through. We ought not to say, really.
Well, at the end there, it looks sort of too easy. I mean, it's difficult to judge, of course. Maybe he was going anyway, and he thought, well, what the hell, let it go. But it looks soft at the end.
I think both Sid and I are a little frightened to say too much in case we bump into these gentlemen at the Charles de Gaulle airport tomorrow, Monday morning, when they and we depart. So the second semi-final, Wakanohana, that's the older brother of Takanohana, who's just qualified for the final, up against Akebono. Now, perhaps Wakanohana will look for revenge on behalf of his younger brother here, but Akebono has been very strong and powerful and really hasn't let anybody close to putting the pressure on him so far in this competition.
Yes, Wakanohana obviously would like to get Akebono's scalp for his brother, and I'm sure it would make a marvellous final if the two brothers fight each other, but Akebono seems to be looking better these tournaments, looking a lot more stable, looking more confident. But there again, fighting spirit, which is what the Japanese believe in. They believe fighting spirit can conquer anything. So young Wakanohana there, no doubt resolved to come out like a lion and see if he can smash this much bigger man backwards, off his balance and out the ring.
Well, 220 kilograms is Akebono there on the right of your screens, and 2 meters 3. Much taller and heavier than Wakanohana, who's only 130 kilograms, so a huge difference there. And also Wakanohana just 1 meter 80. So once again, it's a David and Goliath situation. And of course, Akebono has the ultimate in grades. He's a grand champion, a Yokozuna, up against Ozeki in Wakanohana.
A little bit of tension there. And this is it, the second at the edge of the ring stands up. What are the indication that the bout is, the real bout is going to begin? And the wrestlers wipe themselves off and scoop the salt.
Well, one feels that perhaps the crowd would like to see Wakanohana put Akebono out here as well.
Determined attack there by the younger wrestler, the smaller man, but Akebono thrusting all the time, using his weight. He's got him on the edge. Thrusting, pushing.
And he's down!
He's down.
And slams the ground with it as well. And Akebono, the grand champion, has been defeated by the Ozeki. The crowd are delighted. And the brothers will meet in the final.
A dream match. Be interesting to see just how hard these two brothers will fight in the match. They fought, of course, before, and maybe it's the time now of Wakanohana to take the tournament.
Well, the Ozeki, the second highest grade, knocks out the grand champion, the Yokozuna, and Akebono, the victor of yesterday's competition, is pushed out by Wakanohana, the lower-seeded wrestler. In great style, he took on a massive onslaught of pushes, but finally sidestepped the big man, put him down to book himself a spot in the final and to meet his brother. A great semi-final clash, takes the revenge for his younger brother, and will go on to the final and meet him. We'll take a quick commercial break, but we'll be back with Sid Hoare's analysis of the big final. The two brothers will meet in just a short while. Stay tuned for more live sumo. Well, Sid, two brothers, same stable, same family, And you did mention when they fought yesterday in the semi-final that you thought Wakanohona let his brother go through, his younger brother, I should add.
Yeah.
And do you think they'll have the same tactic, or will he go with the same venom that he did to put Akibono out in the semis?
Well, I think it's going to be a tight match. I mean, Takanohana, the younger brother, the Yokozuna is the younger brother, and the way Japanese society goes, the older brother should win. But there again, the older brother is a lower rank, so we have lower rank versus age, status, hierarchy, etc. So this, I think, will be an extremely interesting match. Both from the same stable, never meet in competition, but of course in training they meet every day. So they know each other inside out. Two brothers, they get on very well with each other. And what all we can hope for is that they really go for it, especially Ozeki Wakanohana. Let's hope he determined to unseat his brother and take the title.
Well, let's just point them out for you so you're clear, because you can see there's an awful lot of tension out there. Takanohana will be on the left of your screen, is in the lighter belt, and Wakanohana on the right in the darker green belt. It is Wakanohana who is of the lower grade. There is Takanohana, just 22 years of age, 1.85 m in height, 152 kilos, and Yokozuna, only 2 Yokozuna in Japanese professional sumo wrestling, and there has only been 2, I should say, well, there are only 2 in the world at the moment, but there has only ever been 65 Yokozuna since the 17th century.
Now these banners you see going around the ring, this means that these various companies, Toshiba, individuals are putting money on the outcome of this bout. It's not that they're winning money themselves, they're donating, they're giving money to the winner, and you'll see that at the end when the winner squats down, the referee will hand over a thick bundle of yen notes, I guess.
I wonder if there'll be French francs, Sid, and well, you never know.
I think maybe the yen's a stronger currency.
Well, this really is an intriguing bout. Wakanohana has knocked out the grand champion in the semis. The grand champion that beat his younger brother Takanohana in yesterday evening's final. So
younger brother, grand champion, of course, is slightly heavier, a couple of stone heavier than his older brother, which gives him the advantage. And a strong, touchy-eye start there by Takanohana. Knocked him back, knocks his brother back 2 feet.
And again he's on the rampage, Wakanohana.
Takanohana looking comfortable, not too unsettled, following the pattern of his previous bouts. Settling in, pushing brother to the edge. Wakanohana digging in hard. Looks slightly more unstable of the two. Skidding around just that little bit more. Strong lift by Takanohana there, yes. These two men, of course, have fought each other countless times in training, know each other inside out. Couldn't quite lift the heavier brother.
Takanohana, the grand champion, beats older brother Wakanohana, and will perhaps now thank him for knocking out Akibono in the semi-finals, and the grand champions are all level after 2 days of competition. There's the big wad of cash that Sid was talking about before, but they are professionals and very wealthy and successful ones at that. Congratulations to Takanohana. The grand champion takes competition 2, with 1 competition remaining, which will be with you tomorrow evening, same time here on Eurosport, between 9 and 11 p.m, as we see the slow-mo and the close-up of the younger getting the better of the older brother.
Yes, the younger brother tries to lift him, but then the older brother just leans over him and presses him down, squashes him down to the ground. Yori Taoshi, forced down. And Wakanohana just couldn't take the weight. It was a hard-fought match. He tried hard.
And Takanohana, well, in a much calmer and more poised frame of mind and style of wrestling. He looked a little nervous and unsettled by the European audience and atmosphere, but tonight the true grand champion that his Japanese fans are used to, and it's more than likely that he'll be up against Akibono, seen there knocked out in the semi-finals to decide who is the champion over the three-legged competition. One to Akibono, one to Takanohana, and the third and final event coming up between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. No difference in Central European time, all for our viewers in the United Kingdom. Be sure to join myself and Sid Hall for that tomorrow. Sid, a last word before this broadcast comes to an end on tonight's fight.
Well, that was there. You saw the bow twirling ceremony, which is done at the end of the bout, but the interest, of course, will be who will win the tournament tomorrow, because if there are 3 different winners, there'll be a fight-off between all 3 winners for each day. So, well, we shall see tomorrow. But Akibono, of course, will be trying to come back in hard tomorrow to try and take back the tournament that he won yesterday.
Well, it brings us almost to the end of our broadcast. Please make a note in your diaries or your TV schedules, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m, because these warriors of sumo will be off back to Japan, and it'll probably be another 9 years before they revisit Europe again. NHK focuses on the television coverage, but sadly we do not over here in Europe just yet. Maybe this could be the turning point. It's congratulations to Takanohana, who has beaten his older brother Wakanohana to claim competition number 2. All the pressure is now perhaps upon Akibono, who won yesterday evening's event, and it's more than likely that the 2 grand champions will meet tomorrow evening to decide this tournai of Paris. So a reminder, tomorrow evening, 9 till 11 p.m, to see the outcome of this 3-event competition with the best of sumo. Their confirmation beginning at 9 p.m. through till 11. Well, it's a little past 11 o'clock this evening. We've run 10 minutes over, and we'll be bringing you Riddick Bowe boxing prime time after this. I hope you've enjoyed the action. From myself, Nick Fellows, and from Sid Hall in the Bercy Stadium, it's goodbye for now. Be sure to join us tomorrow night.